I was also considering saying that I was at Costco the other day and saw that the Christmas trees were already on display, so I figured we'd just, join the world and, but no, Jesus says, I've come to set the world on fire. I've come to cause division, not peace. And in reality, that's what the incarnation is, right? Christmas, Jesus coming into the world when it was already at peace, right? It was the Pax Romana, the whole world being at peace. And Jesus Christ comes crashing into the world in the incarnation. He takes on our flesh, he takes on our likeness, so that he can save us from this world. And in doing so, that might cause some to be left behind. It might mean that as we approach the pearly gates and we're holding hands with somebody, we might have to let go of that person's hand in order to go through the pearly gates. I've come to divide. A household of 5 will be divided 3 against 2, 2 against 3, father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother. Now, does that mean that Jesus wants there to be disunity? No, not at all. But it means that there will certainly be some who will not desire to do the will of God, and they might be people very close to us. They might be people who we love. And they, unfortunately, will not be able to follow after us as we follow Christ. And if we strive to focus on the things of this world, if we strive to stay connected to the things of this world while also staying connected to God, we will fail, and we will remain united to this world. Jesus didn't take on our flesh. He didn't become incarnate. He did not become like us just so that he could say, hi, good to see you, great. But rather, he took on our flesh to become like us so that he could save us from our flesh, so that he could unite us to himself, so that he could make us like him, so that he could take us to heaven. And there are some that don't want that. There are some that, like the fallen angels, will refuse that. There are some that will say, no thanks, I prefer the way of the world. But for us, we must say, yes, I choose God. I choose God. Real, true, authentic conversion a lot of times makes people unpopular. Real, true, authentic conversion a lot of times makes it so that people have to say, this relationship can't continue. And we're called to fully embrace Christ. We're called to fully embrace our cross. Peace on earth is something that will never really exist because we're fallen and because there's discord and there's disunity and there's division. Peace will be attained in the kingdom of God. Peace will be in heaven. To do the will of God will bring about peace. We can certainly have kind of foretastes of peace. We can see it. But peace isn't just like, okay, everybody's going to be nice to each other and ignore all differences and just... That happens in families sometimes, right? You get together for your holidays and whatnot, and like, all right, here we are, we're sitting together, and we're not going to bring up this topic, okay? My mom always tells me at Thanksgiving, she's like, Tim, Father Tim, she said, do not bring this up with your brother or your sister. I'm like, why? It's a problem. We should address it. She said, this is not your pulpit. This is my Thanksgiving table. The last 2 years, it was actually at the rectory. I said, it's my Thanksgiving table. And she gave me the look. But we try to have this false sense of peace. And even the Pax Romana wasn't really peace, because Rome had occupied all parts of the world, and the people that were occupied, they certainly weren't peaceful. They were paying taxes to Caesar and whatnot. But to try to establish this false sense of peace, we're all the same. No, we're not. Everybody's good. No, they're not. Everybody's going to go to heaven. No, they're not. It might be unpleasant, but the realities that we have to look at, talk about, Are we comfortable knowing that we might go to heaven, but our loved ones might not? Is there anything that we can do here and now to fix that, to change that? I hope so, but if not, are we just trying to kind of spin our wheels in earthly pursuits? Let us focus on striving to be holy, and in doing so, that is our gospel proclamation. That is our evangelical apostolic life, is living a life of holiness. Calling others to live a life of holiness. And as Jesus says, if they will not listen to you, shake the dust from your sandals and move on to the next town. So Merry Christmas. The Incarnation changed everything. The Incarnation made it so that we will never be the same. Let us give thanks to God that He became like us so that we can become like Him.